And Manassas ground, Skyventures 111's on the east ramp with Charlie, ready to taxi VFR to the south.
Skyventures 111, Manassas ground, squawk 5352, departure frequency 127.32.
127.32, squawk 5352 for Skyventures 111.
Skyventures 111, hold short of taxiway Echo for inbound citation traffic and just report that traffic in sight.
Okay, we'll taxi hold short of Echo, we'll report the citation in sight, Skyventures 111.
Skyventures 111, amendment, your departure frequency is 128.52, 2852.
128.52 for Skyventures 111. There's this little, okay, the diamond's leaving, so we got space. Yeah, so he's doing a test.
Oh, he's doing a test right now?
That guy's doing a test. I just heard him spool up the engines.
This guy here?
Yeah.
Okay.
This guy just finished his test, so he's leaving, so now we have room to do ours here.
I see, okay. So this is what you call
the run-up block is this little square here.
Okay. Okay, which you test the engine?
Yeah. Wind's pretty calm, so we don't really need to go straight into the wind. Alright, so then we're in the wind, we're going to hold and set the brakes, elevator trim set for takeoff, we're going to run the engine up to 1700 RPM. And everything looks like we're good. We have the right squawk code, so let's just give him a call. Manassas Tower, Skyventures 111 is holding short of runway 16 left, ready to go VFR to the south.
Skyventures 111, Manassas Tower. Runway 16 left, cleared for takeoff.
Runway 16 left, cleared for takeoff. Runway, Skyventures 111. Okay, so then lights, camera, action. Are you ready?
Oh.
Alright. Just make sure you don't touch the pedals down there.
Yeah, I'm not touching anything now. I got my feet square on the floor, that's why.
Okay.
Yeah, because I saw this is set up to go as a training thing.
Yeah. Okay, on the runway. Let's make sure the compass is aligned. Just this to 16 and let's go. Okay, that's in the green, that's good. Airspeed's alive, we're going to rotate at 55 knots, which is about 65 miles an hour. And there's 55, rotate, no airborne. Elevator trimmed down a little bit, don't need to be climbing that fast.
Oh yeah, I'm getting plenty out of it.
And good evening, Manassas Tower. Skyventures 110 is with you inbound from the left with Charlie.
Skyventures 110, Manassas Tower, under in a right base, runway 16 left.
Right base 16 left, Skyventures 110.
Skyventures 111, contact Potomac departure, good day.
We'll contact Potomac, good night, Skyventures 111. And Potomac, Skyventures 111 is a Cessna 172. We're just off of Manassas and VFR to the south.
Skyventures 111, Potomac, transpond observed, now outside of cross Bravo on course. What's your destination?
I will proceed on course outside of the Bravo. We are just going to go down to Fredericksburg, do a circle, and come back to Manassas.
Very good, sir.
You'll hear a lot of Dulles Airport traffic, actually, because we're pretty close to Dulles Airport. If you look on the GPS here,
203 is with you, 270.
the Dulles is like right there, and Manassas is there.
Two check at the same time. Level 203, Potomac, welcome to altimeter 2990, just about the airport site.
And we're doing a pretty standard climb. This is like textbook, 78 knots, 700 feet a minute. Like, this is how this airplane performs. I love this airplane.
It's very stable.
Yeah, night flying is very stable just because you have no, like, sun that's causing all the air to do this. This is our ground speed, so you can tell we have a headwind right now because it's much less than our airspeed here.
Okay.
Sky Ventures 111, you can contact Quantico approach on 127.05.
127.05 for Sky Ventures 111. Good evening, Quantico approach. The Sky Ventures 111, we're with you at 2,300.
Sky Ventures 111, Quantico Row, Quantico Thunder 2991.
2991 for Sky Ventures 111. If you want, do you want to make a turn just to see what it feels like?
You know, I'm here.
Yeah. I'll be with you. I'll be ready.
Okay, now what am I supposed to... Okay, now, clue me in on what I have here.
So what this does, this controls the ailerons on the top of the wings.
Okay.
So when you turn it to the left, it flips it that way and it turns left. It's going to bank the plane.
So bank the plane.
Yeah.
Then,
The rudders on the floor, you don't have to deal about that. I'll do those.
Okay.
The rudders help coordinate the turn. So the rudder doesn't do this, it does this.
oh.
So yeah, if you want to just see what it feels like,
Okay, well...
I'll hold it with you.
Okay. We can just... Yeah, just bank it now. All right, straighten it up.
Yeah.
Okay. I see, it actually banks.
Yeah.
Okay, now what makes it... Let's see, what... If I kept it, it would just keep banking up. Would I go up like this, or would I just go like that?
If you just banked and let it sit, it would stay in a bank and actually start descending a little bit.
Oh, okay.
Because if you didn't pull back on it a little, all of your horizontal lift would then be going sideways and you'd sink some. But yeah, when you use the rudders and the aileron together, like this, actually that was a pretty bad example. If you do it where you don't really feel your turn, where you feel like all of your weight like staying in the same place, that's called a coordinated turn. An uncoordinated turn would be like, say, if you put the rudder in before you put the aileron.
Oh.
Do you feel that?
Yeah, I feel that.
That's an uncoordinated turn. Or if you did aileron first and then rudder,
Oh,
you see how, like, you banked and then you felt the pressure in your butt turning?
right.
So, the key is to balance those two, time those two together so that you do it coordinated. This is how you tell it's coordinated, is this little thing in the center here. So, right now, because of torque, which pulls you to the left, it wants me to push on the left rudder a little bit to balance that out. Yeah, this is the town of Woodbridge, and you can see that because it's on the map, and there we are, and it says, there's Woodbridge, and there we are. Now we're going to turn downwind. I don't see, not downwind, but this way.
Yeah. Here, take a right-hand turn, and I'm looking to see if I see anything. I don't see anything.
Now, you see this trail of lights that goes down?
Yeah.
That's 95.
Oh.
I-95.
I-95.
And as I was talking, I accidentally gained 100 feet.
Oh.
That's how you can tell I'm still sort of a beginning pilot, is that I don't... This thing doesn't have autopilot, so I can't just set it.
Okay.
You have
So
to-
you have to look at that to see where you are.
Yeah.
Gain 100 feet. You then would... Okay, so now you want to go down a little bit. What do you do?
Yeah.
Just push this down a little?
Actually, that's one thing, that's sort of an instinctual thing you have to learn not to do.
Oh.
The phrase that we learn is power for altitude, attitude for speed. So like if you want to get faster, don't put the power in, put the nose down, because gravity will help you get faster.
Oh, I
And if you want to go higher, like don't do this, like put more power in, because then there's more lift. It's a very interesting thing. It's used more like when you're on final approach and the runway's right here and say you're a little too low. Don't pull back, because then what that will do is that'll make more drag, you'll get slower and just crash.
Oh,
So if you want to go higher, you put more power in and then it glides further.
I see. By putting more power, what are you doing? Putting more,
Yeah, this is the power.
that's the power.
And then also like, if you are at an altitude and you're holding it, but you have to keep a lot of pressure either back or forward, this is called elevator trim. So what this does is it's a little piece of metal in the elevator that sits one way or the other. Like, so if the elevator is flat, the elevator trim could be pointed up, and that's because you trim this a bunch. So like, it sort of changes the default way the plane flies. So if I do a bunch of up, see how the thing goes up?
Yeah.
I'm not touching anything. It's got a little piece of metal in the back.
Okay. Ooh, okay. Oh.
Reminds you of Knott's Berry Farm a little bit, huh? So this thing has a lot of power.
Yeah, I see that.
And a lot of people don't even know about it. They're very important on little planes like this. Airliners, like, they have them, but they're automated. So now what I can do is I can set it to...
You see what everything does, because you better control it.
Yeah. You can see there's a plane up there, the white dot.
Yeah, right, that's what I'm looking at.
Much higher than us. See if he's on this thing. No, he's not on there.
Not on there?
No. The traffic sensor on this thing's not very good.
Oh, okay. Because he's coming closer to you.
Yeah, but there's no problem. Plus, if he was a problem, the radio people would tell us about it.
Probably a big plane. Because he's coming pretty fast.
Yeah, he's probably a jet. Well, I love this app. This app is so cool. Like, it basically tells you where you are and gives you all the maps and everything. And let's see how accurate it is. So it tells it. I'm just using. This is my phone. Like, it's just an app on my phone and it's free. Right now it says we're going 81 knots. Right here it says 80.8. So it's pretty accurate.
Pretty accurate, right?
And where the big red airspace is, this big red, that's a restricted area.
Oh, okay.
So that's what I have to get a clearance to go in and out of every time.
Okay.
So once we're out of there, they'll tell us, scope entry 111, you're outside of the SFRA, squawk 1200, frequency change approved. Because we don't need to talk with those people anymore. But I'll stay with them because we're going to basically just do a U-turn, come back in, so we don't need to talk to anyone else.
They just passed us by. Wait.
On the way back, we'll be going a lot faster. Right now we have about a 20 knot headwind.
Wow.
So on the way back we'll have a 20 knot tailwind. But still, like right now we're going about 95 miles an hour. But look at all your fellow drivers on the highway and say, see ya, suckers!
Right, if you pass beyond me, pass on by. So you can... What's the normal cruising range of this plane?
Cruising range?
Yeah.
Like how far?
No, I actually don't mean cruising range. I mean speed.
Generally it's somewhere between 100 and 120 knots.
Okay.
But it depends, like depending on what the wind is, like if you have a really nice tailwind you could be going 160 knots. Like if you're high enough where the winds are faster. You can actually see the runway lights now at the airport over there.
Scavengers 111, I show you cleared the SFRA. Do you require any further testing, sir?
We're going to turn around Fredericksburg, so we could just stay with you if you'd like.
Scavengers 111, that's approved.
So we're going to make a big U-turn around this cluster of lights and then come back.
I'm looking for that airport and I don't see it.
It's right down there. That strip of lights.
Oh, there it is. Nice. Okay. Okay, it was over there. I mean...
Yeah, we cut a little bit to the left. It's right here on the GPS too. KRMN.
Oh, yeah.
That's the Stafford Airport.
Right there. I'm looking to see that. There are the lights that we saw blinking before.
Yep.
Now I can see from here I can see the colors already. I can see the green. The white. It's green and white. Let's see that very well.
So now that it's darker, just to give you some perspective, like, this is how people used to fly, with just this. And you can't see anything.
How do you know what's happening? How do you know all your...
Yeah. It's actually better to keep these as dim as possible so your eyes can adjust to the darkness out there. So, I'll do this. I want you to turn so that we're pointing into that darkness over there.
Want to go and goggle up at the runway there?
Can you turn the blind? I'll turn it with you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Century 2 unable, our tower closed at 4:15 today local.
And then what you have to do is turn it back a little bit actually to counteract the... It wants to just keep pulling and pulling, so you have to pull it back a little bit.
Century 2,
and then to stop it, you have to turn left.
To the north, radar service terminated. Contact Potomac approach on 125.12. Century 2, you aren't having any issues where you need to land, are you, sir?
Yeah.
No, it just got dark and we looked at the airport there and I tried to call them earlier. I figured they were closed. And I just didn't know whether we could hop in there and goggle up.
Yeah, sorry about that, sir.
No problem.
A lot of conversation goes on.
And you can already see, since we're pointing sort of away, our ground speed has picked up like 10 knots already.
Oh.
Yeah, I love flying over urban areas. Like, I trained over rural areas, and that's good because, like, if you have an emergency, you can land in a field.
Right.
But I just like flying over people so much more. It's like, I was telling my dad this, that when you fly over people, people look up at you, and that's what causes people to want to fly in the first place. Because, like, if cows look at you, like, nothing's going to happen. So, what we're going to do is we're going to do a 30-degree bank to the right.
Okay.
That's 10 degrees, 20 degrees, that's 30 degrees of bank. And so you have to pull back actually a little bit because to compensate for the vertical lift being transferred sideways.
Oh. Turning around, huh? And you're gonna have to pull back a little. But it goes that way. So now we're going...
And that was a very coordinated turn because you didn't really feel your weight shift as we were coming out of the turn.
Very nice.
So before we were coming here, we were going about 80 knots, and now we're going to 116.
Oh, wow.
So now we're going about, and if you just look at the ground, I'm sure you could probably just tell by looking at it, looks like we're going faster.
Yeah, it does look like we're going a lot faster. And we're saving gas.
Yeah, because the engine's working just as hard.
Are you heading back to Manassas at this time, sir?
Was that for us? Was that for Skyventures 111?
Affirmative. Are you headed back to Manassas at this time, sir?
We are heading back to Manassas, Skyventures 111.
Skyventures 111, roger. I have a separate cipher entry flight plan for you, squawk 5310.
5310 for Skyventures 111. Now it says there's an airplane near us.
Yeah,
oh,
what?
I see it. It's down there. Well,
Skyventures 111, good squawk observed.
Yeah, I saw one before.
I don't know if you can see. There's like an airplane actually flying that way, down there. I don't know whether you can see it that well.
Oh, yeah, I see it.
Yeah. And he's on the... Oh, he disappeared, but he was on the GPS.
Oh, okay.
And we're going to fly basically back to Woodbridge and then go back, enter on the downwind and then land on 1-6 and then do some patterns. The faster we go, the less money I spend, so.
Yeah, take it over.
It's hard to believe this thing's 40 years old.
Yeah.
And it's been beaten up pretty bad because it's a trainer, so all the stupid people that don't know anything have flown this thing and just beaten it up. But it flies, like, when someone knows what they're doing, like, it flies really well.
That's a nice, it's still a lot of traffic.
Yeah. Welcome to the DC area.
Sky Ventures 111 exiting my airspace to the north. Radar service terminated. Contact Potomac approach on 127.32. Good night.
127.32 for Sky Ventures 111. Good night. And Potomac approach. Good evening. This is Sky Ventures 111. We're inbound to Manassas.
Sky Ventures 111, contact Potomac 128.52.
128.52 for Sky Ventures 111. Good night. Good evening, Potomac approach. This is Sky Ventures 111. We're with you at 2,300. We're inbound to Manassas.
Guys, 110 left back, Delta Denver 29901, advise the airport in sight.
29901, and we'll report when you have the airport in sight. Sky Ventures 111. Now I can listen to the right. Okay. Thank you.
Manassas Airport information, Delta 2250 Zulu, wind 140 at 7, visibility 10. Sky clearable 12000. Temperature 2.21, altimeter 2990. Instrument and visual purchase in use, landing and departing runway 16 left and runway 16 right. Read back all hold short instructions, advise initial contact, your information Delta.
Alright, so we have Delta. I'm just gonna fly a little bit more over this town so you get a good view of it. This is Woodbridge. Alright, so now we're going to turn back towards the airport. Do you feel how coordinated that is? How both axes, this axis and that axis are working together?
Okay, because you're using the rudder and
And the aileron. And now since we're perpendicular to the course that we had,
Guys, 111, you man the code until you land, you contact Manassas Tower 133.1.
contact the code until we land. Contact tower 133.1, Sky Ventures 111. And Manassas Tower, Sky Ventures 111 is about 9.5 miles southeast of the field with Delta inbound, and we'd like to do some touch and goes.
Sky Ventures 111 Manassas Tower, and our left base runway 16 left, and I have your request.
And our left base runway 16 left, Sky Ventures 111. You see all those really straight yellow lines out there?
straight.
Like, there's a series of lines that look pretty straight.
Out there, you mean?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's Dulles Airport.
Oh, okay.
So those are the runways at Dulles. So we're pretty close, actually.
Yeah.
And then the straight lines that you see sort of over here, that's the Manassas Airport.
Over there.
Yeah. So you've heard the saying, balls to the wall, right?
Right.
Apparently that originally comes from aviation.
Oh.
That old airplanes have these white, instead of this black thing, it was like a white ball. And so like, when you push it all the way, when you give full power, it goes to the wall.
Oh, I see. Oh.
The balls to the wall is an aviation term for like, give it everything.
Sky Ventures 111, runway 16 left. Clear for the option upon completion of touch and go. Make left close traffic, squawk 1234.
Alright, clear for the option, runway 16 left, and then left close traffic after that for Skyventures 111.
Skyventures 111 on the go, squawk 1234.
Squawk 1234 on the go, Skyventures 111. So this is the town of Manassas right now.
Yeah, good sound.
We're sort of cockeyed right now. We're sort of far away from the airport. Airport's right over there.
Oh, the bright lights. But,
Yeah, it's sort of, it's hard to see.
yeah,
The problem is like we're pointing at it like this, but because the wind is blowing us away, we have to do that in order to stay the same distance to compensate. This is a first for me for coming in like this.
Manassas Tower, Cherokee 104, Victor Alpha, number 116 right.
Cherokee 104, Victor Alpha, Manassas Tower, runway 16 right, clear for takeoff, make right close traffic.
Cherokee 4, Victor Alpha, 16 right, clear for closed traffic.
Clear for takeoff, runway 16 right.
You see how the airplane's like moving this way? It's like drifting?
yeah.
It's because of the wind. 1, 2, 3. There's some flaps. Bring it to 1500 RPM. Oh, landing light on. One, 2, 20 degrees. I'm gonna keep this about 1500. Put that down.
Told you which runway to use.
Yeah, the left one. 1, 2, 3. See, there's a train actually right in front of the runway.
Right, yeah. What is it?
And you can tell we have a headwind, which is good. We're landing in the wind because it says 65 here and 55 here.
Good, so that will Are you going to go between the two lights? Is that what you have?
Yeah, that's where the runway is.
Yeah, yeah.
Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4, then up, and we can go.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Airspeed's alive. 55. There's one landing. And we'll do that 2 more times.
Are you going to use the same runway?
Yeah.
Skyventures 111, verify your transponder is on, squawking 1234.
It says 1, 2, 3, 4 in here, Skyventures 111.
Skyventures 111, roger, thank you, I have your transponder now.
So now we're at 1200 feet, we're leveling off. And now we're parallel with the runways down there. And Skyventures 111 is turning left base, runway 16 left.
Skyventures Ventures 111, runway 16 left, clear for the option.
Cleared for the option, runway 16 left, Sky Ventures 111. 1, 2, 3. Now we have 20 degrees of flaps. Coming in, we're about 80 miles an hour right now. See if I can make this land. So far my best landing was my first one. And every other landing has been slightly worse after that. Dude, this is a good application of power for altitude, so if I pull the power out,
Victor Alpha, taxi back, runway 16.
you'll just feel the airplane sink.
Victor Alpha with you, taxi back.
And then now that we have one ride, we can start putting the power back in.
4 Victor Alpha, will all of these be full stop taxi backs tonight?
4 Victor Alpha, only one go around tonight.
Cherokee 4 Victor Alpha, you said only one go around tonight?
4 Victor Alpha, that's correct, one go around tonight.
Roger. So you're, just want to make sure and clarify, you're going back to the ramp now or you're wanting one more lap and then you're done?
4 Victor Alpha, we're going to do 2 more landings and then we're going to do a go around. Call that a night.
Roger, gotcha.
Yeah, that was kind of sloppy. In, up, and we can go. Yeah, so far every landing has been worse than the previous one, which is weird. There's 55, up. Let's see if I can make this last one the best one. I think part of the problem is this thing in my lap. When I pull back, the yoke keeps hitting it.
Oh, this
Whole thing in my lap. Plus, there's such a strong headwind that we're so slow anyway, so we burn off more speed than I think, and so we end up just dropping. I mean, they're not bad landings, but they're just not super smooth. And Sky Ventures 111 would like to make this last landing.
Sky Ventures 111, roger. Thanks for the heads up. Sky Ventures 111, runway 16 left, clear to land.
Clear to land, runway 16 left, Sky Ventures 111. Yes, the wind keeps getting stronger because every time I come in, this ground speed is so much slower. Even when I put in more power, kind of tells me I'm going to have to do a power-on landing.
Yeah, go on, drift on.
Cherokee 4 Victor Alpha.
There we go.
16 right.
Cherokee 4 Victor Alpha, runway 16 right, clear to land.
That was probably the second best landing I did.
Victor Alpha, clear to land, 16 right.
Sky Ventures 111. Exit left at Bravo 2. Taxi to the east ramp via Bravo, monitor ground.
Taxi to ramp via Bravo 2, Bravo, monitor ground, Sky Ventures 111, good night.
Have a good night, sir.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Manassas Airport, where the time is 7:30 p.m. Please be aware that when you open up your carry-on compartments that things may have shifted during flight? We realize that you have many choices when you fly, so we appreciate you choosing Daniel Airlines. But that was pretty good. The key is making it all one big motion. Like you pull out the power and then you just gradually keep pulling back, and as you lose, like you basically have to balance. Like as you have no power, the plane loses airspeed, but you don't want it to just drop, so you have to pitch up to increase the lift, and you want to like balance the decrease of speed with the increase of lift, just so that when you get to the ground, it's smooth. So it's because if you don't pull up enough, you're just going to hit the ground.
Right.
And if you pull up too much, but you don't do this, then you're just going to keep flying. So what do you think?
Very nice. Very nice. I felt very, very comfortable. Those stewardesses, I mean, that's... Well, I'll put up with that.
Make sure to tell Uncle Pete about this one.
Yeah. This is very nice.
Better than helicopters?
Oh, yeah, well...
Tell him that too.
Helicopters make a lot more noise. They're noisy. I didn't feel...
This is more like a flying car.
Yeah, this is right. This is more like a flying car, exactly.